In this series of videos, I'm going to offer my perspective on some topics that pertain to the Second Amendment, guns, our community, the industry, and our history. I'm calling it Mansplaining 2A. Here we go.
All right, well, so you're always complaining about topics, and I'm assuming we're not going to hit all of them anymore tonight, so I put a bunch on the side here if you're interested for DJ to write them down or however else you do. I don't think there are states where it's legal for dogs to carry.
I wonder if I can just copy all this and paste it into a Word document.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know how you storage your stuff or whatever, but I think that if you're talking about how to further 2A, we have one thing that's been going on for 3 decades or more, going on 4 decades, and it's I'm not trying to talk shit, but we need something that organizes at a national level. Having organizations at a national level that aren't coordinated, I don't think they need to be in unison or work together, but if they're not at all coordinated, then how is that helping anything? It would be like having the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force just all fucking each other off while we're trying to do a war. Literally, right? When isn't it exactly like that? We got all these buffoons that are like, oh, I don't like the Army, so I like the Marines because the Army sucks. Well, all right, that's fine for a football game, but in real life, we're at war. So what the fuck? If the Army ain't acting right, you smack the general out of the way and you use the fucking Army. So I'm not allowed to say that at 3 in the morning. So national level organization is necessary, and it's ridiculous. There's no reason. We're playing a game if we don't use our resources effectively. And we have too many folks involved why aren't we doing that? So I think lots of discussion and lots of attention and lots of work can be done towards that. And to suggest that you don't have any ability to do anything, I'm going to go back to an old-fashioned story I used to tell. When I used to go to SHOT Show in 2005, we barely had digital cameras. Like, that was kind of a new thing to have a digital camera. I believe it was like a 1 or 4 megapixel. I mean, it's a long time ago. I'm trying to remember if anybody can remember technically. I doubt it was an 8. I'm thinking it was like a 1 or a 4. It was crude, but I could take digital pictures. And the big deal was I could take a picture and put it on the internet. And it wasn't a great picture, but it happened immediately. And that bothered the hell out of SHOT Show. It was very difficult to get in as media back then. And to get in as internet we were one of the first and one of the few to get in as internet. The reason I bring that up is because digital was the new thing. So photographs was still fairly rare. We went from, in my span of going to SHOT Show, which isn't that long, we've gone from regular film pictures and just barely scratching the surface with digital to, in a matter of 4 years, digital high quality pictures going immediately to forums every evening. In those forums, distributing them and conversations happening. This was pre-internet, pre-YouTube or any kind of video. This was all images, but those images proliferating the internet was just a phenomenal change. And it really screwed with SHOT Show, which was at the time hadn't changed at all as far as media, except maybe to bring television cameras in. And their big deal was that if they showed something on television, then the airsoft companies could replicate it with a still shot of the video, right? And they didn't want any pictures going out because airsoft companies are like competition. There was like that kind of concern. Like they didn't want the competitors to see what their nylon looked like or what their new scope mount was made out of or that kind of thing. So they were concerned about their pictures. And then it was in 2009 that we went to Circuit City and got our first camera, took it to SHOT Show in Florida, went to SHOT Show, went home and returned the camera to Circuit City because I couldn't afford to buy a digital camera yet. But that was the first year that we did video at SHOT Show in 2009, right? I'll remember that because it cost a lot of money to bring a bunch of us to SHOT Show in Florida from Tucson. So in 2009, that was literally the 3rd year that anyone had done any video for the internet. We were some of the first to really go nuts. We did hundreds of videos that year. And then by 2014, Military Arms Channel and Nothing Fancy and all those guys were at SHOT Show with video cameras. So in just 4 years, it went from us really freaking people out doing digital camera, doing digital video and getting it online on a YouTube channel and people getting adjusted to that. Within 4 years, it was commonplace. So when people say, how are we going to organize at a national level? How are we going to accomplish that? We accomplish massive things. We literally changed the industry from being uncomfortable and apprehensive about fast media to the industry setting up booths in a $20,000, setting up portions of a $20,000 booth so that CloverTac can come in and do a video about their gear. And I'm not saying nothing other than CloverTac's just a dude in Texas who goes to SHOT Show and he's doing his thing, along with something like 2,500 other of us that are just dudes doing our thing, chicks doing our thing, right? Because the industry changed. Before that, that would have been unheard of. In 2005, that would literally been, people would have looked at you funny. That would have been science fiction in our lifetimes. In 2015, it would have been like, you know, it was just fathomable, but people were even, that YouTube would be at SHOT Show. Like those were just two weird words to even use together. And in 2022, it's so commonplace that nobody even bats an eye. So to suggest that just because we don't have it today that we can't get there, all I think the difference is intent. You know, we didn't have any intent to change SHOT Show or change the industry, but what we expected out of, you know, because of what technology can do and the amount of people that would do it, we just expected that it would keep up. And the industry knew that if it resisted that expectation, it would be left behind. So if we expect to end this game, then the organizations will end the game. You know what I'm saying? They'll work together and end the game. Right now, everybody's making millions of dollars to play the game together. So anyway, that's my rant. Organize at the national level, and it's just a matter of actually doing it. And again, that's why I think if you actually held accountable all the organizations at a national level, like what are you bringing to the table? List exactly what you do and what you've done. And let's see where you're overlapping and wasting everybody's time and effort, where you're all taking credit for the same damn thing, or where you need help and, you know, where you should be overlapping with these people, because that would be a strong front and you shouldn't be wasting time over here, right? Once we have that all laid out, we can say, now where does this digital stuff fit in? Where does the veteran angle fit in, right? Where do the old people angle fit in? Who's best to take care of that? Do we need a new organization for this, or can these two organizations come together and bring these people in to do it? All right, is that enough?
So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourages you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.